I'm Matt Klippel.
And I'm Eric Klippel.
And we make maple syrup.
It was about 1983, and I got the bug, and I started boiling sap. We tapped a few trees in front of the house in Nagurna, and boiling sap on a small pan that was loaned to me, and made a little syrup. And the next year, decided I wanted to make a little more, so I went up in the woods and found a spot.
I remember pouring the pad at our first sugar house up in the woods at Bird Pond, and it was 1986. I remember that because we put the date in the concrete pad with Dad's initials and Bob Culver's initials.
I started building the sugar house, and from then we just kept going every year. And by the time I quit sugar in there in 1998, I guess we were up to about 500 taps. I sugared over there in the sugar house for about 13 years, and I ended up selling that sugar house and that property, and decided after 5-6 years that I missed it, and hence we're here in Minerva now, and on this piece of property, which I bought in, I think, '05, something like that. And started all over. Didn't even have a hydrometer cup, nothing, and basically rebuilt the whole operation from scratch. I enjoy the whole thing, from being in the woods and tapping, developing your sugar bush, and then basically creating a food product that's on the table that folks can use for their pancakes or cooking, whatever they want to do with it. And it's fulfilling for me. It's truly, I guess, a passion in life for me.
I love actually cooking the sap and making the syrup. It's my favorite part of the process, so it would make sense. Why wouldn't I want to do it, right?
This fall, I spent a little time around here hunting, but I spent more time looking for more maples to tap than deer. So I guess it's an addiction, but it's a good one to have.
I can hear it running in there just natural. Holy cow. Wow, look at that run. That's without the vacuum, guys. That's just natural. Come on in, I'll show you. This is running like that without the vacuum on.
We've added a 30 CFM vacuum pump this year, an oil flooded system upstairs. We're running about 900 taps on that.
First thing I'm going to do is close up the natural way of running business. And then if you look in this window here, you're going to see some crazy action. Here goes number one. Whoa! Right here is my gauge. This shows how many inches of vacuum. Vacuum's measured in inches. Right now I have about 24.5 inches of vacuum going through the line. We've got two valves. Each valve goes to a different line. Each line goes to a different set of tubing. Almost 1 o'clock. Time to get to the next part. Getting the sap in the sugar house. So I just arrived with the sap that I pumped out of tank 2. I'm going to drain it into tank 1 so I can pump it into the main tank in the sugar house. Oh, what do I love about maple syrup so much? Oh, the taste, of course, the deliciousness of the natural sweetness that you get in maple syrup.
Always size up when you start, because 9 times out of 10 you're going to be undersized in 5 years. It's just if you really love doing it, there's just a natural tendency to tap, to find more taps.
It's time to boil. We have gathered all the sap into the main tank and we're on a roll. The syrup has reached the crucial temperature of 219 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's time for me to draw. I double check the syrup with a hydrometer to make sure that it's on the numbers. Yep, looks good to me. Time to take it into Dad and Dan to finish her off. This is the finishing pan. It keeps the syrup up to temperature. Dan will check the syrup with a hydrometer again to make sure that it's ready to can. We use a few different filters to separate the impurities out of the final product before it hits the container. Dad first draws off a sample to check the grade of this batch. We have grade A light amber.